First of all, what is this called? Yes, what else is it called? What else is it called? A coordinate plane. It is a graph. It can be called a grid. Yes, you're all correct. But we call it a coordinate plane. All right, so it's very important that you know your axes. What axis is this? This is the x-axis. And this is the y-axis. The x-axis runs from left to right horizontally, and the y-axis runs up and down, which is vertically. All right, how many quadrants are there? What does quad mean? 4, right? So there's 4 quadrants. Which quadrant is quadrant 1? Top right. So this is quadrant 1. The reason that that's 1 is because it's all positive. So the x will be positive and the y will be positive. So it'd be a positive, comma, positive. Yes? All right, now where do I go? No, I don't. I go to the left. I go counterclockwise. So this is quadrant 2. The x will be negative, but the y will be, so it will go, the x will be negative, the y will be positive. So if you want, you could label it. All right, this is quadrant 3. This is the quadrant where everything is negative. So it's negative, comma, negative. The x is negative and the y is negative. And the last quadrant is quadrant 4. And we write these as Roman numerals, yes? And what's going to be positive and what's going to be negative? X is going to be positive, y will be negative. And you should have learned all of this in 6th grade, yes?
Yes. I don't remember that.
Because it's common sense. Isn't it also like in y'all's games? Like Minecraft or something? Yeah, there's coordinates. But there's still like coordinates, right? Okay. All right, moving on. Y'all be quiet, please. We're gonna write the coordinates for the point. So let's look at the first graph. I need to write a coordinate for A, B, C, and D. In a coordinate, it's very important that you write it correctly. The x comes first, then the y. All right, so what would I write for the coordinate for A? Well, what is the x value for A? -2. And what is the y value? -3. What is the coordinate for B?
0.
What is that called? 0, 0. The origin. If you want to write that, it's the origin. You'll hear me say that. Go to the origin. All right. A lot of people get the coordinates mixed up when they fall on the x or y axis. So let's look at point C. And what is the x value for C? 0. What is the y value? 3. So where do you think students mess up on that the most? They would put 3, 0, which would have fallen on the x-axis, right? So just make sure, just like when you're doing range and domain, like that you're actually going down and looking at what the x value is to see what number goes first. All right, what's the D coordinate? 3, 2. All right, let's skip number 2 and go to number 3. And let's go point A, point B, point C, point D. Always find the origin before you start making your coordinates, because you can see that this is kind of zoomed in funny, yes? This is the origin right here. Does everybody agree? All right, so what point is A at? On the x-axis, where is A? -3, comma, where is it at on the y-axis? 0. Point B, on the x-axis, it's at positive 1, and on the y-axis, it is at negative 2. All right, point C, 3, 1, and point D, negative 2, negative 4. Are we good with plotting points?
Yes.
All right, now we're going to go to the bottom, and we're going to tell what quadrant these points are in without graphing them. So you have to think of positive, positive, or positive, negative. This is positive, positive. What quadrant is that in? Quadrant 1. Okay, go down. What quadrant is this in? 1, because it's both positive. This is a positive x and then a negative y.
The second four. No, 4. It's 4.
Go look at your graph if you need to.
It's 4.
It's quadrant 4. Guys, this will be your friend right here. Okay? All right, 0, 5. Oh, this is a trick question. Is it in a quadrant?
No. This is maybe.
It,
1. 1 and 2.
is it in quadrant 1? Is it in quadrant 2?
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Where is it? It's on an axis. Which axis?
Y.
It's on the y-axis. It's not in a quadrant, guys. It's on the border. The next one. Here we go. This one. Negative 5, 10.
2.
Quadrant 2. Negative 2, negative 3.
3.
Quadrant 3. 5, 0.
X-axis.
X-axis. Oops. And negative 2, positive 5.
2.
Quadrant 2.
X-axis.
All right, turn the page. We're not going to do all these examples because they're all the same. But I do need to talk to you. And look at the word they used.
Function.
Why they call it that? Because it is a function.
Yep.
Okay? We're going to graph the function y equals 2x minus 1. Now, cover that up right here. I have a question to ask. If I only gave you this, would it be continuous or discrete? If I only gave you this, this is a straight line because it's in mx plus b form, yes? Would it be continuous? Yes, but, now uncover that. They were specific about what the domain will be. Ladies, they were specific. So is it still continuous or is it now discrete? Because they said they only want the domain to be negative 2, negative 1, 0, that should be a comma, 1, and 2. They are telling you exactly what points they want on that graph. So would I connect the dots? No. All right, so here we go. We're going to make a table. Do I get to pick the coordinates? No. What does my x's have to be? Negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. This is very important that you use the domain they say and that you only graph the points they want. Okay, how am I going to fill in this table? What's the easiest way? Calculator. Go to y equals. Everybody open your calculator. Go to y equals. Clear out whatever's there. Type in 2x minus 1. Do I hit the x for the multiplication? I hit this x. Do not hit this. This is a multiplication. Watch what happens when I push that. It's a star. It's not an X. Okay, this is your X button. All right, type that in and hit second graph. Now go fill in your table. All right, did everybody get what I got? All right, now you go graph those points. All right, here's -2, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. -1, 1, 2, 3. 0, -1. Again, I'm going to say it. Do I connect those points?
No.
No, because this is a discrete function. So I'm done. Are we good?
Yep.
All right, go do the next one on your own. Will this one be continuous or discrete?
Discrete. Oh.
Why? Because they told you what the domain is. Check it with mine. Everybody good? Easy? Super easy?
Yeah.
All right, do I need to do another example like this?
No.
Quick question. If I wanted to graph this coordinate, -3, 2.5, y'all know how to do that? Huh? So I'm just going to show you on a blank graph. If I wanted to graph -3, 2.5, I would go to -3. So here's -1, -2, -3. Are y'all looking? I would go up to 1, 2, and then a half more, which would be right there. Does that make sense? Okay. So just be careful with those. If it's 0.5, it's just to the, go halfway more. All right, the last question. So we're going to skip those and we're going to go to this question. Because they're all the same and y'all are good, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. The table shows the number of hours worked and the corresponding pay in dollars. So everybody look at the x-axis. What did they label it? Hours. Look at the y-axis. What did they label it? The pay. Graph the data from the table. So you go graph it. Are y'all ready? All right, I'm going to go to 1 and $7.50. So here's 1. Where would $7.50 be? Not, here's $5, yes, right in here. So it'd be at like maybe right in there.
Yeah.
So you just do your best when you graph these. 215. Where would 15 be? Between 10 and 20. 3, 22.50. Closer to the 20 than the 30. 5, 37.5. And 8, 60. Is this a function?
Yes.
Why?
Go down.
Why is it a function? If I did the vertical line test, it would only go through once. Why else? The x's don't repeat. You could have checked it either way, yes? All right. And the vertical line test passes. Easy? Yes. Okay, I'm going to pass out the assignment.